Hey everyone, welcome back to 11 Cups. So today as I'm making my nightly after dinner latte, I thought of two settings that every Breville owner should know that is really going to help improve your drinks at home. And I'm going to share them with you in today's quick tip video. Let's go. Alright guys, as you know, two of the most important factors that affects a good extraction, or rather leads to a good extraction, is temperature as well as time. And that is the exact two settings that I'm going to go over today. So for those of you guys who either have just gotten the Breville Barista Express, or if you have had the Breville Barista Express for a while but never really played around with the programmable settings, this video is hopefully going to help you. Alright, so the first setting I'm going to go over with you guys is the shot volume. And in this case, it's really going to affect the length of the shot. So by default, the single shot button is going to yield about 40 grams of water, and the double shot button is going to yield about 80 grams of water. Although on paper, both of these volumes seems to be pretty adequate for your everyday shot. However, depending on your grind, depending on the bean that you use, you might lose a lot of water to the puck itself. So what I don't like when I make my beverage is that the shot will stop prematurely before I reach my desired extraction, either because of the specific type of bean I'm using, or when I'm dialing in, I'm grinding way too fine. So what I recommend that you guys do is to program these two buttons, or at least the double shot button, to be double of what its default volume to be. So this way, if you happen to run into a slow running shot, you can allow the shot to fully extract to your desired weight and have a better idea on exactly how much time that you went over on your desired yield. And that I find to be very helpful when I'm trying to dial in my grinder. So to change the setting is actually very simple. I find it the easiest to simply insert your portafilter into the group head, followed by using a pitcher as well as a scale. Tear off the scale, and then we're going to press the program button. It's going to make a beep followed by a flashing light. At this point, if you're going to reprogram the double shot button, we are simply going to press it and allow it to run as long as it could, and then press it again to set it at that setting. So what I find is that the maximum amount you can go up to with the double shot button is actually 180 grams. At which point, if you have still not pressed the button a second time, it's just going to exit the program mode and nothing would have been set. So what I recommend is that you press the button, wait until it hits 160 grams, which is pretty much double of what the original volume is, and then we are going to set it at that for the default setting. So let me just show that to you guys. Program, double shot. And of course, you will hear that double beep letting you know that the setting has been set. So for this particular setting, I have went over to 171. Doesn't matter. This is going to allow you to have more than enough time for your typical shot. So the next time you decide to do an extraction, you simply press the double shot button, and when it reaches your desired amount of extraction yield, you'll simply press the double button one more time to manually stop it. And this is the way I really recommend that you guys do to manually time your shot, and that will really lead to a more consistent result. Alright, so the second setting that I recommend that you guys learn how to do is changing the default temperature. Alright, so the default temperature of the Breville machines are at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And with the program mode, you are actually able to raise or lower the temperature up to 4 degrees. And for those of you that might not be familiar with why we might want to do this change, it's because different beans require a sort of a different temperature in order to optimize the extraction. So a general rule of thumb is that a higher temperature is going to help the extraction on lighter roast coffees, as those are generally harder to extract, while a lower temperature is going to really reduce the boldness or like sometimes the burntness of the darker roast coffees. So for example, I often like to drink medium to light roast coffee. So if I don't find the extraction to be really ideal of where I want it to be, I will often raise the default temperature of the machines. Now, of course, vice versa, if I do happen to receive a sort of a darker roast bean than I would like. In order to sort of tone it down a little bit, I will decrease the default temperature. However, it did confuse me a little bit when I first purchased this machine. So what you want to do is have the machine off. While it's off, you want to hold the program button and tap the power button. Once you do that, you have 5 seconds to make the change. If you don't, this is gonna happen. Essentially, it's going to go back automatically into its standby mode. So let me go ahead and explain it to you guys here so I have a bit more time. So once you enter its program change mode, you will see the program button lit up, followed by a long beep. And then by going to the 2 button on the right side, you can increase it by 2 degrees Fahrenheit, followed by 4 degrees Fahrenheit, going to the right. Now going to the left, you can decrease it by 2 degrees Fahrenheit and 4 degrees Fahrenheit with the power button. So for example, I want to go ahead and raise the temperature of the machine by 2 degrees. I'm going to simply turn it off, hold the program button, tap the power button, and then press the double shot button. The machine is going to make 2 very quick beeps telling you that the temperature has been registered. And of course, to verify that, we can go ahead and turn the machine off again, hold program, tap power, and you can see the default temperature is at 204. And of course, if I want to go the other direction, again, power off, hold program, tap power, and -4. And usually what I like to do is to give the machine another couple minutes to let the internal temperature readjust. And at this point, I also want to mention, in case if you aren't familiar with this machine, which is that if you're coming from a cold start, you want to go ahead and leave the machine on for 20 minutes so that all the internal elements will be up to temperature. And of course, as I mentioned in the beginning, when I first received this machine, I got a little confused on how to do this setting because I mistakenly thought the method to do this is by having the power off, program, and hold the button at the same time. And that actually doesn't do anything at all. And of course, if you want to return both of these settings that we discussed today back to its factory setting, you'll simply hold the program button down for 2 seconds. It's going to beep 3 times, signaling that the default temperature as well as the volume has been returned to its factory setting. And just to show you guys, it's at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright guys, I really hope that you find these 2 quick tips helpful. I certainly find them useful in helping me streamline my daily drink process as well as improving the extraction of the various beans that I'm using. So I really hope that this will help your daily drinks as well. And as always, please like and share this video if you find it to be helpful. So for those of you that are new to this channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button because I'm planning to do a small giveaway very soon to thank you guys for all the support. So please be sure to stay tuned for that. So for now, as always, please take care and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!